When we look at this diagram of layers of authority, the minister, capital M, minister, that's referred to in the MGA, is the minister responsible for municipalities with the province of PEI. And currently, that would be the Minister of Fisheries and Communities, who is responsible, among other things, to continue to advise on behalf of and implement the Municipal Government Act. The Deputy Minister also holds many of the same powers as the Minister does when we are looking at powers conferred to the Minister under the MGA. Within Part 8 of the Municipal Government Act, there is a long list of specific powers of the minister and ways that the minister can intervene and interact with municipal operations and activities. Largely, these specific powers are in place to ensure that municipalities are being accountable to both the residents that they serve and the province, which ultimately has given the municipalities their authority to exist and operate under the MGA. So where there are times of concern about how municipalities are operating and whether or not they are in compliance with the MGA and other regulations, the minister can do things like compel a financial audit or inspect records and request the production of records. They may inquire into matters including affairs of the municipality or any controlled corporation. They can inquire into the conduct of council members, employees, or committees. They can compel bank statements, and in certain circumstances, may direct council to take action or actually may dismiss council or any member of council. So it's likely and hopefully you won't run up against many of these interventions by the minister, so long as the municipality and council and yourself as CAO are operating as you should be under the Municipal Government Act and regulations. In other words, if you are meeting deadlines, managing the finances of the organization in an appropriate manner, if you are respecting and responding to citizen concerns and inquiries, and doing all the other important activities, duties, and responsibilities given under the MGA, then you're likely not going to run into these interventions by the minister. And practically speaking, when there are times where municipalities aren't meeting their responsibilities under the MGA, or a complaint or a concern comes to the minister responsible, the province will most often try and meet with the municipality and resolve the concerns before having to invoke any of these more serious powers in the MGA. So the province will try and work with the municipality to correct or resolve the issue rather than intervene and compel or make formal inquiries around, for example, finances or municipal records. If we move on from Part 8 and some of those powers that are largely around accountability and transparency, you'll find other powers of the minister sprinkled throughout the MGA. For example, in Section 8 of the Act, there is a provision around extension of time. So there are more practical powers like these, and they're used for situations where perhaps council is working towards a goal but is unable to meet a formal time deadline that's listed within the Act or another rule or regulation. In these cases, Council may apply to the Minister for an extension of time for doing anything required under the Act, and the Minister may issue an order and extend the time to a further deadline that the Minister considers necessary or advisable. Note that in this particular case, all of these communications must be in writing, and it is the Minister's final decision about whether or not they will make the order extending the time to do something under the Act. So what's important to understand is that as long as the municipality is being transparent about what they're up to, the challenges they might be having, and are corresponding in writing in an open manner with the provincial government or the Department of Municipal Affairs, the Minister does have powers to make extensions or make exceptions around certain requirements in the Act. And so the key here is that these powers are more practical powers rather than the Part 8 intervention powers around accountability. So if you are running into issues where you're not going to meet a deadline, or you have, for example, there's been a vacancy left on council, that's another power that the Minister has to appoint or appoint a council member where there's been a vacancy left after an election. So these types of practical powers are found throughout the Act, and as long as council's being transparent and thoughtful about their needs and decisions and communicating with the department, the MGA does have some safeguards in place to make sure that the municipality can be both accountable to the province and the citizens, even though there may be certain requirements within the Act that they're not quite able to meet.